Let me ask you something. Are your legs feeling weaker than they used to? Do you hesitate before standing up, climbing stairs, or even walking across the room? If you're over 70, this is not your fault, but here's the truth most people won't tell you. Weak legs are not caused by age, they're caused by inactivity and the wrong kind of exercise. And today, I'm going to show you something powerful. Not squats, not heavy gym workouts, not anything that puts your joints at risk. Instead, 5 simple exercises that can double your leg strength safely, naturally, and quickly. Let me tell you something that might surprise you. What you've been told about aging and weak legs is not the full truth. So many people believe that once you cross 70, losing strength in your legs is just part of life. That it's normal, expected, unavoidable, but that belief right there is what's holding you back. Because the real cause of weak legs is not your age. It's inactivity and doing the wrong types of movements. Think about this for a moment. Your body is designed to adapt. It always has been. From the day you were born until this very moment, your muscles respond to how much you use them. Use them more, they get stronger. Stop using them, they weaken. It's that simple. This process doesn't suddenly stop when you turn 70. Your muscles don't say, that's it, I'm done growing. No, they are still listening, still responding, still capable of rebuilding. But here's where things go wrong. As people get older, they begin to move less. Maybe it starts with a little discomfort in the knees, a bit of stiffness in the hips, or a fear of falling. So naturally they avoid movement, they sit more, they walk less, they stop challenging their muscles. And what happens next? The muscles begin to shrink, they lose strength, balance becomes unstable. Simple movements like standing up from a chair start to feel difficult. This creates a dangerous cycle. You feel weaker, so you move less. You move less, so you become even weaker. And over time, this is what people mistakenly call aging, but it's not aging, it's disuse. And disuse can be reversed. Now let's talk about something even more important. Doing the wrong exercises can be just as harmful as doing nothing at all. Many seniors are told to do squats, lunges, or intense workouts that may work for younger bodies, but can put unnecessary stress on aging joints. When those exercises cause pain or discomfort, what happens? You stop completely, and that brings you right back into that same cycle of weakness. That's why the key is not just movement, it's the right kind of movement, safe, controlled, targeted movements that activate the muscles without damaging the joints. Exercises that build strength gradually while improving balance and coordination. Because when you move correctly, something amazing happens. Your brain reconnects with your muscles, your body starts to trust itself again, and confidence begins to grow. Let me give you a powerful truth you need to understand. Even if you've been inactive for years, even decades, your body still has the ability to change. Studies have shown that people in their 70s, 80s, even 90s can significantly increase muscle strength in a matter of weeks with the right exercises. Think about that. Weeks, not years. That means your current condition is not permanent. It's not fixed. It's not your destiny. It's simply a reflection of what your body has been doing or not doing. And the moment you begin to move again properly, consistently, everything starts to shift. You begin to feel stronger when you stand. Walking becomes easier, your balance improves, your fear starts to fade, and suddenly the things that once felt difficult don't feel so hard anymore. This is not magic. This is biology. Your muscles are alive. They are waiting for a signal. And movement is that signal. But here's the most important part. You don't need to push your body to extremes. You don't need to feel pain. You don't need to exhaust yourself. All you need is consistency. Small movements done daily with proper form and control. Because consistency beats intensity every single time. Let me say that again. Consistency beats intensity. It's not about how hard you go in one day. It's about showing up every day. Even when you don't feel like it, even when it feels slow, even when progress seems small. Because those small efforts compound over time. And before you know it, your strength returns, your independence returns, your confidence returns. So if you've been thinking that your weak legs are just a result of getting older, it's time to change that belief. Because the truth is, your body has not given up on you. It's simply waiting for you to start moving again. And the moment you do, you take back control. Let me clear something up right now. Just because an exercise is popular doesn't mean it's right for you. And this is where so many people, especially over 70, are being misled. You hear about squats everywhere. Fitness experts swear by them. Trainers push them. Social media is full of them. But here's the truth no one is telling you. Squats are not always the safest or most effective exercise for seniors. In fact, for many people, they can do more harm than good. Now, don't get me wrong. Squats are a powerful exercise for the right person with the right body and the right form. But as we age, things change. Your joints may not move the same way. Your knees may be more sensitive. Your hips may be tighter. Your balance may not be as stable. So when you try to force your body into deep squats, what happens? You place excessive pressure on your knees, you strain your lower back, you risk losing balance. And the worst part, you may not even feel it right away, but over time, that stress builds up. Pain starts to creep in, discomfort increases, and eventually you stop exercising altogether. That's the real danger, because it's not just about one bad exercise, it's about what happens after. When something feels unsafe or painful, your body naturally resists it. You begin to associate exercise with discomfort, and before you know it, you avoid movement completely. And that's exactly what we don't want. So instead of forcing your body into movements that don't serve you, we shift the focus. We choose exercises that work with your body, not against it. Simple movements, controlled movements, targeted movements, the kind that build strength where you need it most without putting unnecessary strain on your joints. Take something like the sit to stand movement. It may look simple, but don't underestimate it. This movement directly mimics real life. Every time you get up from a chair, you're performing a functional movement your body depends on daily. Now here's the key difference. When you practice sit to stand in a controlled way, you're strengthening the exact muscles responsible for that action. Your thighs, your hips, your core, and you're doing it safely. No excessive bending, no awkward positioning, no unnecessary stress on your knees, just smooth, natural motion. That's what makes it so powerful. Now let's go even deeper. When exercises are simple and safe, something incredible happens. You become more consistent. You don't dread the workout. You don't fear injury. You don't hesitate. Instead, you look forward to it. And that consistency is where the real transformation happens. Because your muscles don't need complicated routines. They need repetition. They need activation. They need to be reminded again and again that they are still needed. And when you give them that signal consistently, they respond. They grow stronger. They become more efficient. They support your joints better. And suddenly, everyday movements become easier. Walking feels smoother. Standing feels more stable. Climbing stairs feels less intimidating. That's the goal. Not just building strength in a gym, but building strength that carries into your daily life. Now here's something even more important. Safe exercises don't just protect your body, they build your confidence. And confidence is everything. Because when you feel confident in your movements, you move more freely. You're not constantly worried about falling. You're not second guessing every step. You're not holding yourself back. You begin to trust your body again, and that trust changes everything. It encourages more movement. More movement leads to more strength. More strength leads to better balance, and better balance reduces your risk of falls. Do you see how this works? It's a positive cycle, completely opposite of the one that leads to weakness. And it all starts with choosing the right exercises. Not the hardest ones, not the trendiest ones, but the smartest ones. Now I want you to really understand this. There is no prize for pushing through pain. There is no reward for forcing your body into movements that don't feel right. In fact, that mindset can set you back even further. Your body gives you signals for a reason. And the smartest thing you can do is listen. Choose movements that feel controlled. Choose movements that feel stable. Choose movements that you can repeat safely day after day, because at the end of the day, it's not about how impressive the exercise looks. It's about how effective it is for you. And for most people over 70, simple, safe, functional exercises will always outperform complex, high-risk movements like deep squats every single time. So if you've been struggling, If you've tried exercises that felt too hard, too painful, or too risky, it's not because you can't get stronger, it's because you haven't been given the right approach. And now you have it. Simple, safe, effective movements that respect your body while rebuilding your strength. So let go of the idea that harder is better. Let go of the pressure to do what everyone else is doing and start focusing on what truly works for you. Because when you do, you don't just exercise better, you move better, you feel better, and most importantly, you regain control of your body safely and confidently. Let me share something with you that may completely change the way you think about strength. It's not about how hard you exercise, it's about how often you show up. Because the real secret to building strong, stable, reliable legs, especially after 70, is not intensity, it's consistency. Now think about this for a moment. How many times have people started a workout routine, pushed themselves too hard, felt sore or discouraged, and then stopped completely? It happens all the time. They go all in for a few days, maybe a week, and then life gets in the way, the body feels tired, motivation drops, and just like that, it's over. But here's the problem. Your body doesn't respond to occasional effort. It responds to repeated signals, small signals given consistently over time. That's how change happens. You see, your muscles are always adapting. Every time you move, you're sending a message to your body. These muscles are important. Keep them strong. But if that message only comes once in a while, your body doesn't take it seriously. It doesn't prioritize strength. Instead, it conserves energy and allows those muscles to weaken. Now, here's where consistency becomes powerful. When you perform simple exercises every single day, even for just 10 to 15 minutes, you are constantly reinforcing that signal. Day after day, repetition after repetition, your body starts to listen. It begins to adapt. Muscle fibers become more active. Coordination improves. Balance becomes more stable. And all of this happens without you needing to push your body to extremes. That's the beauty of it. Let me make this very clear. You don't need long workouts. You don't need heavy weights. You don't need to exhaust yourself. In fact, doing too much too soon can actually slow you down. Because when something feels overwhelming or painful, what do? You avoid it, and that breaks consistency. So instead, we take a smarter approach. We make it simple, we make it manageable. We make it something you can do every single day without hesitation. Because once something becomes part of your daily routine, it no longer feels like effort. It becomes a habit, and habits are what drive lasting results. Think of it like brushing your teeth. You don't question it. You don't skip it for days at a time. You just do it. Now imagine if your daily movement became that automatic, that natural, that consistent. The results would be life-changing. And here's something even more important. Consistency doesn't just build strength, it builds momentum. At first, the changes may feel small. Maybe you notice it's slightly easier to stand up. Maybe walking feels a bit smoother. Maybe your balance improves just a little, but those small wins add up. And as they do, something shifts inside you. You start to feel encouraged. You start to believe that progress is possible, and that belief fuels even more consistency. It becomes a positive cycle. You move more, so you feel better. You feel better, so you move more. And before you know it, you've created a routine that supports your strength, your balance, and your independence. Now let's talk about something that most people overlook. Rest is important, but inactivity is not. There's a big difference. Rest allows your body to recover, but prolonged inactivity tells your body that those muscles are no longer needed. And when muscles are not used, they fade. That's why daily movement, even gentle movement, is so critical. It keeps the system active. It keeps the muscles engaged. It keeps the communication between your brain and body strong. And that communication is what allows you to move with confidence. Now I want you to understand something deeply. You don't need to be perfect. You don't need to have the perfect routine. You don't need to do everything exactly right. What matters is that you show up, even on the days when you don't feel like it, even on the days when your energy is low, even if you only do a few repetitions, because something is always better than nothing. And those small efforts, repeated consistently, are far more powerful than occasional bursts of intense effort. Let me say that again. Small efforts, done consistently, will always outperform big efforts done occasionally. This is how real strength is built, not in a single workout, but over days, weeks, and months of steady, repeated action. And here's the best part. Consistency doesn't just transform your body, it transforms your mindset. You begin to feel more in control, more capable, more independent. You're no longer waiting for strength to come back. You're actively rebuilding it. And that shift from passive to active is everything. Because once you realize that you have the power to improve your strength at any age, you stop limiting yourself. You stop believing that decline is inevitable, and you start taking ownership of your health. So if you're wondering what the most important step is, it's not doing more. It's not doing harder. It's simply this: show up every day, move your body, activate your muscles, stay consistent, because when you do, your body responds, your strength returns, and your life begins to open up again, one small, consistent step at a time. Let me ask you something very important. What does independence mean to you? Is it being able to stand up on your own without help, walking confidently across a room without fear, climbing stairs, getting out of bed, going outside, living life on your terms? Because all of that comes down to one thing: the strength of your legs. You see, strong legs are not just about muscles. They are about freedom. They are about safety. They are about maintaining control over your life, no matter your age. And here's the truth: the moment your legs begin to weaken, everything starts to change. Simple tasks become challenging. Movement becomes slower. Balance becomes unstable. And with that instability comes something even more dangerous: fear of falling. Now let's talk about falls for a moment, because this is something many people don't want to think about, but it's critical to understand. Falls are one of the leading causes of injury in older adults. But here's what's important: most falls don't happen because of bad luck. They happen because the body is not strong or stable enough to respond in time. A small misstep, a slight loss of balance, an uneven surface, and if your legs are not strong enough to catch you, your body goes down. But when your legs are strong, everything changes. Your muscles react faster. Your balance improves. Your body stabilizes itself before a fall even happens. That's the power of strength. It's not just about movement, it's about protection. Now think about this. When you feel unsteady, what do you naturally do? You move less. You avoid walking long distances. You hesitate to go up or down stairs. You become more cautious, more restricted, and slowly your world begins to shrink. Not because you want it to, but because your body doesn't feel safe. This is how loss of independence begins. Not overnight, but gradually, and it all starts with weak legs. But here's the good news: this process can be reversed, because when you begin to strengthen your legs, even with simple, safe exercises, you start to rebuild that foundation. Your muscles become more responsive. Your joints feel more supported. Your balance starts to improve. And something incredible begins to happen. Your confidence returns. You begin to trust your body again. You stop second-guessing every step. You start moving more freely, more naturally. And that confidence allows you to re-engage with life. You walk more. You stay active. You regain your independence. Now let's go deeper into something very powerful. Strong legs don't just prevent falls, they give you control. Control over your movements, control over your environment, control over your daily life. When your legs are strong, you don't need to rely on others for basic tasks. You don't need assistance to get up. You don't need support to move around your home. You don't need to limit yourself. And that sense of control is incredibly empowering, because it allows you to live with dignity, to make your own choices, to stay engaged with the world around you. Now I want you to really think about this. Every step you take, every time you stand, every movement you make, your legs are working. They are supporting your entire body weight. They are stabilizing you. They are keeping you upright. So when those muscles are weak, it's like trying to build a house on a weak foundation. Everything becomes unstable. But when your legs are strong, it's like reinforcing that foundation. Everything becomes more secure, more reliable, more dependable. And that reliability is what allows you to live without constant fear. Now here's something else that's often overlooked. Strong legs improve your reaction time, and that's critical because when you lose your balance, you only have a fraction of a second to recover. Your muscles must respond quickly. They must engage immediately, and that only happens when they are trained, activated, and strong. Weak muscles react slowly. Strong muscles react instantly, and that instant reaction can be the difference between staying upright and falling. This is why strengthening your legs is one of the most important things you can do for your health. Not just for today, but for your future, because every bit of strength you build now protects you later. It gives you more years of independence, more years of mobility, more years of living life on your terms. So if you've been underestimating the importance of leg strength, it's time to change that perspective. This is not just exercise. This is not just fitness. This is about preserving your freedom, your safety, your quality of life. And here's the most powerful part. It's never too late to start. No matter your age, no matter your current strength level, you can improve, you can rebuild, you can regain control. All it takes is a decision to move, a decision to strengthen your body, a decision to invest in your independence. Because at the end of the day, strong legs don't just help you move better, they help you live better. They keep you steady, they keep you safe, and most importantly, they keep you free.